Robert, the other day, Deshaun Jackson told us that he stood up in the locker room and lended his support to you in front of some teammates. Were you in the room? How did that make you feel? And what do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, everybody was in the room. Like we said, he's just addressing the group, addressing a few out of the group. Who those guys are, we don't really care. The thing that he's stressing, that we are stressing, is that we're focused on winning, focused on Tampa Bay. And we need everybody focused on doing their job to the best of their ability. Look at the man in the mirror and say, what can I do to help this team win? And that'll help us not only win games, but it'll help us change the culture around here.
Rob, you've been in this position 2 other times now. The first time, 7-0 run. Last time, you guys didn't win enough. How does this one feel compared to those other 3-6s, and what can make the difference?
Yeah, I mean, every year is a new year. Obviously, we want to do what we did in 2012, but we can't look at the big picture right now. We got to take care of everything that we can do every day to get better, and it starts with Tampa. They're not going to come in here and just lay down and let us win a game. We got to go take it from them. So that's what we're focused on.
And you mentioned changing culture. That's a phrase that easily gets tossed around. Anything specific, I guess, about the culture that needs to change?
I mean, nothing specific. I just, I don't know everything. That's for dang sure. But I do know a little thing about changing the culture. And it takes everybody from the top down. And the players have to be willing. And I think we got guys in that locker room that are willing. But to get into details, it's not really worth it right now. We got to focus on winning the game, and that's what we're going to do.
Robert, there's always been this talk about like, dislike for you and all that. Does it matter? Does it matter how guys, if they like you or not? Does it, you know what I'm saying? It seems like there's a lot of attention focused on that, and I'm curious if it even matters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Certain networks push that stuff, and some people have friends in high places. I don't, but do you like everybody you work with? You don't have to point them out, but but it's really not even about that. I think for us as a team, what we are focusing on, and what D-Jack did stress, and what Ryan Clark has stressed, and other guys, other leaders have stressed, Hatch, Bowen, Cofield, is that we can't let anybody try to tear us apart from the outside in. I know it's been pushed and pushed and pushed, and everybody thinks it's coming from the inside out, but we're strong in that locker room, and we feel like we can't let any of these reports or anything, divide us. Because at the end of the day, we're responsible for what we go out there and do, and right now we are 3-6. We understand that, and I think everybody in this room knows that we have a hunger to win, and we want the fans to know that too. We're going to go out there and do everything we possibly can to not only put our best foot forward, but also to make you guys proud.
Robert, one of Deshaun's other messages, I guess, from that was you not taking everything on yourself. Is that something that you needed to hear, or did you already know that, and did you take that to heart? That he said that, I guess, the next day. Yeah,
I mean, I take it to heart, and I think all the leaders on the team, co-sign with that, and it's something that I'd rather be the guy that feels like he has to take it on than the guy that's shifting it away and saying, no, I don't have to do that. But these guys will help me. I know that I need them to win games, and on a happier note, Cofield's back.
DY was saying on Monday, if you're winning, no one asks about leadership. So I want to look forward to Tampa Bay, another team that's struggling. What do you see out of them, and how do you? I mean, their season is had even more pitfalls, at least on the field, than you guys have had. How do you rally around not taking that team for granted?
We can't take anybody for granted. For us, it's about getting to 1-0 each week. Everyone's talking about 7-0, going on a streak. We got to get to 1-0 this week. That's it. These guys are talented. I can name every guy on the defense, but the guys that they rally around, Gerald McCoy and Levante David, these guys can play. And for us, we got to go out there and execute. That's what it all comes down to, execution. What coach is stressing to us this week, and have every play that they put in, have your mindset toward what you need to do on that play to make it successful. Everybody down the line, all 11 guys, and I think we feel we can go do it.
You guys have 7 games left. Obviously, you want to improve and get better in every aspect of the game. But for you individually, what's one thing that you want to prove over these final 7 games, or one specific area that you want to kind of improve, I guess?
We want to win. That's it. Win games.
Robert, the other day, Chase said, a play here, a play there, you guys could be 7-2. Is that how you guys feel in the locker room, or some people would suggest, I guess, on the outside, that that's kind of loser talk and you are what you are? How do the players feel about where this team should be and is?
Our job is not to play the if game. We are 3-6. So this week, like I said, we're going to focus on getting to 1-0. There is no, if this would happen, if that would happen. Right now, we got to focus on moving forward. And I think that's the best thing for this team, so that there isn't any of that talk. Now, what Coach says and how he feels is probably a sentiment that everybody in the back of their head might feel. But it's not something that we're pushing forward saying, man, we could have done this or that. We're saying we got to do this against Tampa, we got to do that against Tampa, and that's our only focus.
What are some of the things that you've learned about DeSean Jackson, getting downfield with him, from watching him and then now playing with him?
Yeah, I mean, he's a talented guy. So it's an honor to play with him, pleasure to play with him, and he can track the ball down the field. We all know that. But I think what's misunderstood is that they think he's just a deep threat. But he does a good job on the underneath routes. Guys are going to play with a cushion on him, and even when we do get cover 2 safety over the top of him, we're still finding ways to get him the ball, and he's finding ways to get open and opening things up for other guys. So that's been very helpful.
When you watch him go downfield, I mean, like you said, it's not just about speed. What are some of the other things that you see from him that make him such an effective threat down there? And when you can throw to him even when he's covered?
Yeah, great hands, elite tracking ability down the field. Usually guys have one or the other. They can track it really well, or they have elite hands. And I think he catches the ball well in traffic. He catches the ball well when he gets hit. And he's a competitor. He brings that attitude, and a lot of guys feed off that. But we got a lot of weapons, and everybody does things different ways and has different strengths. But you're talking about DeSean, that's stuff that he does really well.
You got away over the bye and you go over things in your head. Was there anything that stood out to you that you want to focus on, or that you pulled out of that time away that can help you down the stretch of the season?
I mean, I think everybody, went away, came back refreshed. It's good to get out of the building and not see the same locker room and things like that every single day. I think it gives guys a little more energy when they come back, and that's what bye weeks are for. We're excited to be back. It's like first day of school. You get to see all your buddies again, and we're going to work hard together.
You got a game under your belt, starting to get back in the routine here. How important is the routine for you, preparing as a quarterback, kind of getting into that rhythm, and you're starting to feel like you're getting back into it now after missing all that time?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very important. And missing those 7 weeks, it hurt for multiple reasons. Obviously, the injury hurt, and then having to watch your team struggle hurt as well. But, being able to get back out there with them, get a game under our belt, and, get back in that daily routine, making the calls, making the checks at the line, just going through everything. And, we're a team where we got to be a well-oiled machine, and your quarterback's got to be out there to make that happen. So it's been good to be back.
Robert, sorry if this was asked earlier. You were here obviously 2 years ago when you guys made a run from this point. Do you guys who were here talk about it to the guys who weren't? Do you think about it at all? Because it was a pretty remarkable thing, and I wonder if you can use that at all as a help the rest of the way.
Yeah, we talked about that, and basically our focus is to get to 1-0. It's not to get to 7-0 this week. We have to take care of business this week against Tampa, and they're a very talented team, regardless of the record. There's no easy games in the NFL, and we're not going to overlook them because we can't afford to overlook anybody. And I think the guys are motivated, and we do feel like we do have an opportunity to seize.
Robert, I missed you earlier, so I apologize. But, this 7-week stretch is big for the team. But personally, how big is it for you as you continue to develop coming out of this bye week?
Yeah, it's we got to win games. We want to win. It starts this week, and that's really our only focus. It's not anything about personal accolades or personal goals that everybody wants to get. As a team, you have to come together for one common goal, and for us, that is winning.
Was it important to hear what DeSean said about you? In support of you, and from a mental standpoint, was that important for you to hear?
I mean, that's what teammates do. That's what what a family is. And I think we're getting closer as a family on this team. And you know what Deshaun said, like we said before, is just addressing the few. But we don't know who those guys are, and it doesn't matter. Everybody's in line. Everybody's focused on one goal. You know, winning football games, looking in the mirror, saying, what can I do to help this team win? And what can I do better? What can I cut out of my game? What plays do I need to make? Everybody's going to be that guy, and that's a good thing to have. Thanks, guys.